Good evening or afternoon, as it is for our guest today.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast. My name is, as per usual, Bobby effing Salazar, and with me on the line currently, well, I'm going to be here in like a while, listening at these various accolades from the world of pro wrestling. Former two-time National Wrestling Alliance United States Tag Team Champion, former Joe Cazana Promotions Southeastern Heavyweight Champion, former two-time JCP Southeastern Tag Team Champion, member of the Country Gentlemen and the Country Joes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bullhead Brute, Mr. AJ Cazana. AJ, what we saying?
What's up, brother? I forgot all about the Country Joes. I forgot that was a thing for a minute. Yeah, it's good. It's a nice, crisp 50-degree day over here in East Tennessee, and the sun's shining, and it's not raining, and I'm breathing, so it's a great day.
That's always a start for you to start breathing. So yeah.
As long as I wake up, open my eyes, and I can breathe, it's a good day, I guess. Otherwise I wouldn't be around.
Yeah. Well, to start off, I must say a massive thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule, as I know that it has been recently to come on today. I know that we've been trying to make this happen for a while, but I must say that I'm very grateful for you to still come on. And
of course.
Yeah, so we've already got a comment before we even came live, and that was from the great guys over at Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, saying, "Hello, AJ. I'm aware that you are quite friendly with them yourself, and yeah."
Yeah, I like those folks a lot. I've done one podcast with them. I'm trying to get them to get me on another one, but they're being stingy about it. That's not true. I just haven't asked yet. But yeah, no, I love those folks over at Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. They always tag me and stuff, and they always do their watch-along for the NWA. They're really big fans of the NWA. I know Fee's been over here a couple times for some of our old, when we used to do pay-per-views. She's been over, and it's the first time I met her was in Tampa for like maybe Nuff Said that weekend. That's been years. So, yeah, I like those folks. Hello. If they're watching still, just hello.
I'll send Adam from Hitting the Turnbuckle like a message like on your behalf to get you back on there, and yeah. So
appreciate you.
So yeah, we've got another message, another comment. Hitting the Turnbuckle could have said, "Is he still mad at us for my prediction of Sam Hain? Sam Hain, is that how you pronounce it?"
Yeah. So it makes zero sense. Billy's got a creative mind, and I don't know if it clicked with him that Sam Hain, the way it's pronounced Salwin, it's an old, I don't know, Norse druid holiday like Halloween. It's essentially Halloween, as far as I know. It's pronounced Salwin, but yeah, I am pretty upset with him over the predictions of Sam Hain. Speaking of which, airs tonight on the Roku channel. I don't know if you guys get that over there in the UK. I know they sell Roku TVs, so it's got to be there. He says she has some hard time getting onto it. Tonight, 8 p.m. on the sports channel live, you'll see the Country Gentlemen versus Pretty Empowered.
Yes.
Tonight. In an anything goes. I think they're calling it territory wars. I wouldn't call it war. I just call it a match where we have to handle business, So,
fair enough.
I didn't want the match. I didn't want to fight girls. I don't like hitting women. I don't like being mean to girls. But here we are. I'm about to have to put the paint girls down. All right, I'm gonna have to knock them down here too. Kenzie's a former world champion, and she's still a little salty about losing to Markova, and she's taking it out on us, and that's fine. And Kylie's not been in the world title scene in a hot minute, but she's world champion caliber, tag team and singles, and I think she's a little upset, and it's if I have to play the bad guy for them to feel good about themselves, South Star, I will. That's just a role I'm born to play, I guess.
Yeah, well, you've mentioned the NWA, I mean, and what have you. So, with Kylie Page, Natalia Markova, I know that Markova's had I don't know if they are still a couple with Brian Idol. Like, is that his name?
Right.
Yeah. Brian's previously been on the podcast a couple of years ago. This is just as he was starting to get big in the NWA. And yeah, absolutely fantastic, guys.
Well,
And
if he happens to be watching this, or if this just needs to be clipped, there is a target on his back. My brother does want to become the youngest NWA World's Television Champion in history. And I think, he's if he wants it, he's going to go get it. So just a heads up for Mr. Idol.
Well, I believe we're currently being joined by another guest, a relative of yours. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast, Mr. KC Cazana. How are you doing?
I'm tired. AJ woke me up.
See,
that's my bedtime.
I told you we were up till like 4 a.m. playing PlayStation, and I knew he was still asleep when I texted him.
What a life.
Yeah, right. What a life. You just get to sit and play PlayStation till 4 a.m., and then you get to hop on a podcast. What a lucky guy.
What sort of games are you playing?
Do we play them all? We play, right now, AJ and our buddy Max, we play, and Brandon Moore, we play College Football 25, EA College Football 25. Yeah. They're too broke to buy 26, so we're stuck playing 25.
27's about to come out in like 3 months, so why would I buy 26?
But I stream, so like I stream a lot of different games, like Fortnite. I've been playing. Me and my IRL friends are in a 2-week Minecraft phase.
Oh, mate, Minecraft. Can't go wrong with that, can you?
See? Don't hate, AJ. You and your bad advice there.
Pay money for it.
That's the thing is, someone like me, I grew up on Minecraft. You know what I mean?
I did too.
Is Minecraft
that? Minecraft came out like 2012, 2011, 2010, something like that.
It's an awful game now. I don't understand why we just go outside and build something for real. You get
it costs money.
That's effort.
It costs money to do that.
No, it doesn't. You just go get a shovel, and you can use the world around you. There's plenty of trees. There's plenty of rocks. I can make a building out of what is in front of me currently right now.
But you need to buy the shovel.
Yeah, I got a shovel. I got a freaking wheelbarrow. What else do I need? That's basically what it is. You walk around with a pickaxe and a wheelbarrow. I don't know what you keep your supplies in.
Oh, dear. Well, yeah. So, my mind's gone completely blank now.
So we threw.
So,
hey, KC, I think is awake. We can get him on here.
I looked it up. Was awake.
Oh dear. So,
you can't game all night if you're awake at 8 a.m. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
If I was able to, right, and like if I didn't have like employment and like what have you, then like I would game, 24/7, So yeah. So yeah. So gentlemen, talk us through your sort of backgrounds in the world of wrestling. How did you both get in together? Did you both start up differently? Because I know that it was like your family's been involved for years when it comes to wrestling. So was it something that was sort of like embedded, not in your blood, or was it something that you both just thought, you know what, screw it, like we may as well start up?
Well, I'll give you the background of both of us. Both of us, we come from a wrestling family. Our great-grandfather started shortly after. He was seated in Jim, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Lundis, who was the world champion at the time in 1933. And our great-grandfather was a bodybuilder. I would call him more of a physique builder nowadays. Like, he was in great shape. He wasn't like Arnold, but he was in good shape. He wanted to compete and stuff. He was sitting in the gym. I asked him, hey, you want to wrestle? And he said, I reckon. We'll give it a try. He didn't say, I reckon. He said, yeah, sure, because he was Greek. So he didn't talk like rednecks. You know what I mean? He talked like a Greek guy. But, yeah, he got into wrestling at 33, and our family's been in it consistently ever since. He wrestled for probably about 20 years before he started promoting. He promoted in Knoxville, which is, our home base for NWA JCP. and he started promoting in 53 or 56, somewhere around there to like 73. And he sold to the Fuller Welch family. And then Dad got into it shortly after 1980. He says 85 is when he started training. His first match was in 86. That's the date I got tattooed on me, so we're gonna go with 86. He wrestled NWA, WCW, Smoky Mountain, hit all the independent stuff around here, and then fast forward 40 years, and I got into it. After a short college stint, our dad's deal. Here's the deal he made with us was, you can get into pro wrestling after you graduate college. Well, I was in college for about 8 or 9 years. And
he ain't a doctor either.
Maybe school ain't for me. Maybe high school was easy. College just wasn't my dig. I like partying way too much, honestly. But yeah, then I got into it in 2020, the COVID years. After a short stint at UT, I went and did a lot of this and that. Worked real jobs, coached football, wrestling, all that good stuff. And then I got into it in 2020. The first taste I think both of us got in ring was at our dad's retirement show. Where, let's see, he was in a singles match, and we made a run in early in the show to set up for the singles match at the end, I guess. And I got the bug then. It was the closest thing I ever felt to running through the Power T at Neyland Stadium at the University of Tennessee in front of 100,000 people. That chill, the adrenaline rush, and I was like, wow, maybe this is. And I talked with Dad, and he said, well, just finish school. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen, dog. I'm just telling you, it ain't gonna happen. Too young and dumb right now to do that, but yeah, I didn't finish school, and then Tom Pritchard opened up the school, and I just looked at my dad and like, look, this is what I'm doing. He's like, all right, well, if you're gonna go train with Doc, I'll support you. And then I got into it through my aunt Edna, actually was the driving force behind that. Shout out Edna. She took care of me during that time, and I went through training, and here we are 6 years later. KC decided to get into it because he was jealous of how awesome I was and how much my dad loved me because of wrestling, and he wanted that love. He was jealous of the relationship my dad and I were building. My dad was our manager before KC got into the business, and I think he was jealous, and then he got into it because he has to be like big brother.
I'm okay. I don't think I ever want to be like AJ.
You want to be like big brother? He got
respectfully. Yeah. Okay. If that helps you sleep at night, pal.
It does. I sleep well because of it.
Well, you heard AJ's backstory. I want to cut him off before he keeps yapping because he can talk about anything. He could probably sell you a pen if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
The way, my background was I played college football at Tuscaloosa University for about 3-4 years. Graduated with an associate's degree, so same deal with Dad. Dad was like, I mean, if you really want to do this, because he got us in the ring when we were at least when we could walk, we could be in a wrestling ring. So I remember in high school, Dad would always we would get in the ring and always do the simplest of headlock takeover, which you don't think that's the easiest move. It's probably way harder to learn to do it properly and safely than it looks. But I remember every time Dad and I would get up, we would do that. And then after football, I was just like, I don't want a real job. I don't have to go out and work a 9 to 5. I don't want to be up at the butt crack of dawn going to work. So I decided, because I fell out of love with football, college football, fell out of love with it about in 2022. In December, Doc had a class in January. I was like, Dad, I think I want to try this pro wrestling. And he's like, okay. I said, well, call Doc. Doc has a class in January. Nepo baby right here. The Nepo baby. So he called Doc. I didn't have to go through no application process to get accepted. Dad just called Doc and was just like, hey, can my son be in your next class? Yeah, sure. Bring him on. And then the rest is history. 6 months later, I debuted in the NWA. So there we go. Debuted in the NWA less than a year into the wrestling business. Graduated in March. I think I graduated in March, debuted in NWA that following August.
Wow.
Right place, right time.
Right place, right time. I'll always preach it. You can't get an opportunity if you're not there.
I was going to say, well, it's fairly obvious that you guys are not exactly short of bookings since you both started. You know, so so when you first actually made the transition from college football to pro wrestling, like, was it like a different, like, how did you feel from training for college football to training to wrestling? What did you find easier? Did you find college football easier, or like did you find the like the wrestling side of things easier or harder?
KC, you want to answer first?
I thought I think college football would be like the hardest for me. It was harder than, but then I was like, that's how I was thinking. I was like, I think football would be harder than wrestling. But then you get into wrestling and realize I feel like I'm 40 and I'm only 23. And so like, but also like it's pros and cons how you look at it. I think I didn't like waking up at 6 a.m. to go work out in football when I'm tired, not doing anything. Didn't like the 2-a-days. With wrestling, kind of you can make your own schedule when you're on like the indies and NWAs. Like we get to make our own schedule pretty much. They tell us their dates. They have a date set for a year, so they tell us those. And so like we get to base off our year off their dates, so it's like makes life a whole lot easier. But I think, you know, I would venture to say football because there's a lot of more head hitting, because people don't know how to not lead with their heads in football. That's why we're getting all these advancements in helmet technology.
Yeah.
But I didn't like I think the conditioning in wrestling is harder, but I think like physically football might be harder on your body.
How about football?
Mainly your brain. I think mainly your brain. Like your head. Football is harder on like your head. Because like CTE is a thing, concussions are a thing.
Yeah.
But you can get that in wrestling too, but you're not casually hitting full force.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, AJ?
Harder. No, I think wrestling's harder. Football is super easy. Not really, but like learning the technique for me. I played almost 20 years. By the time it was all said and done, and like it was just football was second nature to me. I think wrestling's harder because one, like we're independent contractors technically, so we have to make our own schedule. So like with football, you cannot be starting about 6 a.m. workouts. It's a structured scheduled time that you have to be there. So you're there. You know you got to be there at 6 a.m. You go to meetings, go to practice, go to class, go back to practice, whatever you do. And I think football is way easier because everything's structured for you versus like now as professional wrestlers, we have to do our own diets. We have to do our own exercises. We have to schedule our own days. I have to go. I don't have 10 set games I got to go wrestle. I have to hit up promoters every day to get booked and have a full schedule for the weekend. I think wrestling is significantly harder. The physical wear and tear is the same. It's your body's not made for either one. You just can stay off the head more in wrestling, but dude, the conditioning in wrestling is way tougher. The lifting it's different because in football you're just worried about raw strength and explosiveness and power, right? Like I don't have to look a certain way to be a football player. I just got to be strong and in shape and explosive. Versus like professional wrestling, I have to look strong. I can't just be super strong because I was 320 pushing as much weight as I wanted to in any given lift, but I was a fat sack of crap. You know, like I was just huge. I was working out for 2 hours doing powerlifting, and then going and eating all you could eat tacos. Right after eating 30 tacos and burritos and tostadas and enchiladas over at the local Mexican restaurant, and so I'd say football is way easier just because of the structure and the there's not a need to look like a professional athlete. As an offensive lineman, I didn't have to look like a professional athlete. So that's my take. I'd rather play football every day of the week. I think it's because it's easier.
So if wrestling was never the option, or like never an option, would you guys have pursued football like as a lengthy sort of career, or would you have like explored different life avenues?
I mean, had football not been cut short for me, I'd still have tried to play. I'm 6'2", 280 pounds, and so like after 4 years of college, who knows what I would look like? But I I mean, I would have tried to go to the NFL. I'm not big enough, fast enough, or really strong enough, or good enough at football probably to go to the NFL. But I would have at least tried out somewhere and then gone my way over to Canada or Europe, or I know Israel's got a football league that I could go play in right now, and then Europe, the European Football League, whatever the bodies, the governing bodies of that are. I've been asked. We were talking about this before we went live. I was over in the UK for a month last year, and I was hit up 3 separate times at 3 different Anytime Fitnesses over there to come play football for them. So, like, I mean, it's the options there. But no, I'd have tried to pursue football. Who knows what would have happened? I'd have probably ended up, had wrestling not taken off for us like it did, I'd probably ended up I was behind a desk before I got into wrestling. I was working at a credit union in the corporate offices handling debit and credit cards. So that's probably what I would still be doing if wrestling hadn't picked up.
I think
AJ, I don't know if it's coming up like anywhere else, but like your audio keeps dropping.
Yeah, it sucks, pal. Now we know the real reason who lags when we play college football, and it's you.
No, I haven't.
This guy.
It may just be my headphones. I don't know.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know where my Beats are. Like, I've got really nice Beat headphones that I usually wear for these, and they usually pick up great. These Bose earbuds don't do the greatest.
Yeah, sorry, like it just like kept like the audio just like kept dropping, and I'm like,
as long as you can hear me now.
So yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, so Casey, like if wrestling was like never the option, like would you have pursued with the football, or would you have just?
I don't think I was
way?
good enough to play in the NFL. Like I'm generally like I'm okay. I was okay with that acceptance when I was in college. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go make it pro, but I'm also one of the top like 4% of athletes playing college ball, so that was also really cool. And only 2% of those, or like 1%, it's like some stupid statistic, go play in the NFL. Do I think I could have made a practice squad? Sure, I can go out there and go be a hit dummy for anybody, make 6 figures going doing that. But I think I would have been more of like I would have went probably. I had a sports management degree. I have a sports management degree with a minor in business.
Yeah.
And so, hey, you get that look off your face, pal. I have enough hours to graduate, okay? So I'm going to have a degree.
Are you doubting your brother's capabilities, AJ?
He is. I have one 4 years.
That he's got a college degree because I know.
I have 1 full year of school left. I'm done. Okay.
So
if I want to go back, I don't want to go back. I hate college. I think it's just a money grab, but that's just a conspiracy. I'm not going there. But I probably would pursue like coaching somewhere because I still want to. I like coaching.
Yeah.
Like I found through wrestling, I love doing seminars for whatever reason. I love training people like from the ground up is fine, but I would prefer like people that already have a structure.
Yeah.
But I can do it from the ground up, which I like doing that. So I think I would like try to coach football somewhere, or it should be like I played basketball and baseball, but I wasn't good at either of them. I only played them to stay in shape. But I would try to be like a football, probably a American football coach somewhere. And we'll call it
like you're only 2 years older than me, and like you've got like a lot more qualifications than what I've got, and yeah. So yeah. So let's talk about your start in the NWA. Obviously, you've both started at different times when it came to physically like getting involved with wrestling, but specifically like the NWA, which, let's face it, the National Wrestling Alliance is literally one of the biggest and probably one of the most important companies like when it comes to wrestling. How did getting started with the NWA like start for you both? Were you like approached by Billy Corgan or someone at the NWA, or when your dad first started working with them to become like an affiliate with the NWA? Like, did you start up that way, or like how did like all that come about?
I actually was the one that got our foot in the door, but they don't like to admit it.
Here we go.
And I think it would have been 22. I hit up Jeremiah Plunkett,
Yes.
whom I'd never met in person in 2022. But I'd known Plunkett through people, and he's a great, solid individual, human being. Love being around him. But I'd hit him up. I'm like, hey, my dad. I'm AJ. I'm just getting started. I just want to come help. I just want to be around. Who would I hit up to help with extra security, whatever you need? And he gave me Mark Rowland's name. I messaged Mark, and he said, well, we've got a show in Oak Grove, Kentucky. It's not paying anything. But if you want to drive, come on. We need all the hands on deck we can get. So I literally I DM'd a couple people, and they said, come on. I had met Crimson. Anthony Mayweather was in charge of ring crew at the time. And I walked in, and the rest is history. I did ring crew with them and security. Mark, I think, kind of was looking out for me because I walked in and he goes, they were looking for people for a security spot because Mike Knox was coming back that night. And he jumped Trevor in a cage that night. He looked at me, he goes, well, he said, they're going to like your look and size, so we're not going to put you in the spot to get squashed. Just go sit at this curtain throughout the show, make sure people don't come back here. Did that, broke the ring down, and then did well enough, and apparently they liked me enough to where I got invited to go to the 3-day loop in Atlanta. Went down there, became Trevor Murdoch's running bitch, essentially.
There it is.
Trevor was Trevor needed dip. I went and got dip for Trevor. And I was in the locker room, sat there, just kind of doing what people needed, handling the food, whatever they needed from me. Was this close to having a match in Atlanta. Pat pulled me to the side, Pat Kenny, and said, hey, you got your gear? I said, of course I've got my gear. I'm a pro wrestler. And then they squashed the match, or they marked it out. It was like, well, we won't get you this time. And we went back to Oak Grove, and I had a match against Magic Jake Dumas. He was debuting his new Magic Jake Dumas gimmick. And I had a match with him, and then I got pulled to Billy and Pat, and they're like, hey, we really like your look. You got this. You got a good physique, good look, good this. You look like a 1980s job guy, is what I was told, which is hilarious. And then the next Oak Grove, Kentucky. So we did that at Oak Grove, and then the next round of TV, I was there. Next round at Oak Grove, Kentucky, I wrestled. I actually got invited to Crockett Cup, I believe, next, and then wrestled at Crockett Cup. They loved our stuff. We wrestled in Oak Grove, loved our stuff. Me and Mims at both of those, actually, big strong Mims. And then since then, I was an in-ring talent for the NWA, and fast forward 3 years and one United States Tag Team title run later. My old partner at the time decided that he wanted a contract, or he didn't want to be there anymore. And that's when they've got business and they've got the money, they get to pull the purse strings. And they said, all right, best of luck on your future endeavors. We dropped the titles, and 2 days later, KC just happened to be walking the halls. I wrestled Jack Dane the next day after 75, and that's one of my favorite matches to this date. But the next day they're like, we got to find something to do with AJ, because they had written TV around me and my old partner, and then he did that. It's like they had written some stuff for us, and then so they didn't have anything for me, so I just kind of sat in limbo. And I think Dr. Tom and Ricky Morton were like, well, his younger brother's right out there, in case he just happens to walk by, and they're like, well, hell, I guess we'll give the kid a shot. 6 months after training, and we had a wrestling match against the Slime Balls. No, Daisy Kill and Talos for the United States Tag Team titles.
Main event of Power, by the way.
Yeah. And then we did that, and that was his debut, and the rest is history. We've been tagging together ever since. And I had to go the long way to get into the NWA. When Billy found out my dad was a former NWA guy, he's like, I really like that. You think your dad would want to come help out and manage you guys or something? And I'm like, he would love nothing more.
Yeah.
So dad was good ho about it. And then Anthony did what he did, and KC.
It doesn't sound like all sunshine and rainbows as AJ's making it out to be, okay?
It wasn't happy family at the NWA where KC
wasn't just a Nepo hire.
Where he just got in because I was already there.
All right, let me tell my version. Let me tell my version of the story. So that's how I debuted. I debuted in August, right? So I just graduated JPWA in March. So we went literally that next week, flew out to Chicago to help out NWA up in Chicago because I think AJ and Anthony were wrestling on 312, also known as Thrill 12. That's how I remember it because it was Thrill 12. And so we did extra work up there. I was Billy's personal security guard for the day. Just no big brag or anything. And then they did the Smashing Pumpkins USA tour, and we wrestled in I think I didn't wrestle. I was just on the tour with Big L, Big Lance, and then Rabbit Rogue and Dan Jones and my dad. All 5 of us are piled up in Dan's nice, I think it was like an F-250 or something like that. Big nice truck, hauling this ring around through Alabama, Florida, back up to North Carolina.
Yep.
And we did that little loop, and me, Rabbit, and Lance were the main ring crew guys for those days because Billy wanted to try wrestling at his concerts, which I think it got over pretty well.
Oh, dude, it got over so well. And
so I was like, because me and AJ got to do it later down the road with World League in St. Louis. So that was dope. But so I was already technically helping the NWA immediately after graduation, and then even before that, like in January or February, one of those 2 months, they had Always Ready. It was the Power Live. I was helping with Always Ready before I was even training with wrestling. Before I was even fully trained, I was helping with the ring and everything. I knew how to set up a ring when I was 16 years old. And that's what I did ever since Dad bought a ring. I've been setting up rings since I was 16 years old. So I helped with Always Ready. I didn't want to go to the show because I was like, I've watched my brother wrestle plenty of times. I don't need to watch him again.
Yeah.
And then when I was helping, I was always Kyle Davis's selective. He wanted me to ring the bell every time. So I sit next to him and shoot the shit with Kyle Davis for all 17 hours of TV taping over 2 days. So we're just sitting there. Yep. And then he's like, I like this kid. And then he got real mad whenever I became an in-ring talent because he couldn't sit next to me anymore and shoot the shit with me. But yeah, we were in Nashville, Tennessee right after St. Louis. AJ's partner decided to go demand a contract, or he's walking Sunday. They drove down that Monday morning. Billy's thinking rewriting the show and all that stuff. Monday, I'm getting asked, hey, do you have gear? What does it say on your gear? Blah, 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 blah. Because they didn't like Kirk, because I was Kirk Cazana. They said, Kirk and AJ just doesn't sound good together. And so Billy's like, what's on your... So me and Billy had a 10-minute conversation about... He goes, so what's on your gear? I'm just telling him about everything on my gear, which was just black trunks and black tights. I was old school Bobby Eaton with trunks and tights. I said, all it says is KC, and Cazana on my ass. That's all it says. And he's like, okay. I get to TV on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure I was going to work a dark match anyways. One of those days. And then they come and Magic Jake walks by. Hey, your new name's Casey. I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess. And then Polo Del Mar walks by and he goes, hey, your new name's Casey. I was like, okay. I was like, what does this mean? My new name is Casey. And I can't remember who came up to me and was like, hey, you're working today. I was like, hell yeah, who am I working in a dark match? She's like, no, you're wrestling for the United States Tag Team titles with your brother. I was like, I'm sorry? I was like, okay, I guess we're doing the thing.
I was on the other end of it. Somebody said, hey, we're going to give your kid brother a try. I was like, great. I mean, that means I get to wrestle my brother? And they're like, no, you're going to tag with him. I'm like, well, that sucks.
I said, all right. And so I had my 3 moves of doom, which was a drop kick, power slam. I can't remember what else I did. A clothesline.
An arm drag.
Or an arm drag. I'm greener than this Diet Mountain Dew
Was
bottle.
it that crossbody? Were you doing that yet?
I did the crossbody the next taping, I think. But did those 3 moves, and then next thing you know, they liked me, I guess. And so we're here.
Oh dear. So
the funny backstage behind it was there was 4 finishes pitched for that match. 3 of them, me and AJ were winning.
Nice.
So, imagine a better debut than winning the United States tag titles. On your debut, I would have walked back guys, I don't deserve this. Like, I'm just here. But I think they wanted to do it to try to get everything back on track, to keep the storylines going. But then they eventually went with Billy was like, we thought about it, but we want to build Junior Brother because I can see you guys being champions in a year from now, doing the country like the gentleman gimmick, all white and gold. This was before the white and gold happened. But he's like, I see you guys a year from now being like top guys and champions. Because he asked me, he's like, how long have you been wrestling? I was only 21 at the time too. Take it, only a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I was like, I said like 6 months, like 3-6 months, something like that. And he goes, okay. I had Dr. Tom and my dad advocating for me on Monday. Because I think dad tells a story. He asked Billy with Dr. Tom and dad are sitting there. Billy's asking, he's like, so can the kid go? And Doctor's like kind of looked down. Was like, I trained him. He knows what he's doing. And then dad pulls well, he's a doc guy. He's greener than goose shit, but the kid can work. I was like, all right. Billy said, all right, let's give him a shot. Because what's the worst that was going to happen? I shit the bed because I'm a greenhorn. I'm 6 months in. I had an excuse if I shit the bed, so it was okay. But now I think expectations are higher for me since I came with NWA for literally 6 months into my career. And I've been with them for 3 years. I've been with them my whole career. It'll be 3 years in March. I've been wrestling, so I've been with them my whole career, is how I tell people.
So, was you expecting to have been like on a dark match? Like, were you expecting to have wrestled anyone specific? Or
no, I just knew it was going to be like a match in front of the boys. Like, they're like, oh, this is AJ's little brother. So we're going to go out there wrestle, who knows, probably Soda Pop. If I had to guess, he's usually the dark match go-to. Soda probably been the one, but then I get told I'm wrestling. Well, I didn't know it was going to be a main event of a power. Also didn't know it was going to be made a big deal that I was AJ's mystery partner. And so they were hyping it up for like weeks. I'm like,
well, it wasn't supposed to be you. It was supposed to be Sam Shaw, but
he wouldn't sign. He wouldn't sign. And
he wouldn't
that's
sign.
the guy. He's didn't.
I think he's doing okay for. I think the kid's doing okay for himself. So.
He's doing all right.
So AJ, could you advocate for KC? Like, do you reckon that he's like lived up to like expectations so far?
Yeah, put me over, pal.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's 3 years in, and even at 6 months in, I knew what he was good at, and me and Daisy Kill were the ones that kind of orchestrated the whole match, because Talos did what Talos did. He big dude, we knew what he was going to hit. I told Daisy, like, he's not bumping, and I told Daisy, it's like, well, here's his 3 moves that he does really, really well that you need to get in here, and then it'll get him a job. Daisy's like, cool, we'll get it. All right, great. I mean, he was wrestling better at 6 months than a lot of people at 6 years, for whatever that's worth. Like, and I think a lot of that is just. I mean, he knew what he was good at. He knew what he wasn't good at already, because I'd already told him, "Hey, man, you suck at this. Stop it." No, but he knew what he was good at. He highlighted what he was good at, and he didn't shed a light on anything that he was bad at. And, nah, man, like that was the big thing. Was like he listened. A lot of people don't even freaking listen nowadays.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell them to listen? Right? I'm only 6 years in myself, but no, I mean, like he exceeded expectations in the moment, and I think I'd venture to say that he's exceeded expectations to this day.
Youngest ever United States Tag Champion. Just saying.
His progression was a lot faster than mine, and a lot of that might be due to the level of talent that he's wrestling at the NWA. Like, his whole career's been in the NWA, and we've been in the ring with Mike, with Trevor. We've been in the ring with.
I wrestled EC3 for the world title on my 1 year anniversary into wrestling.
I know we wrestled Anthony and Zion in Florida.
I love Zion.
So,
sorry.
So his level of talent that he wrestled was significantly higher than my level of talent that I wrestled in the first 3 years. So I'd say he probably progressed faster than most do because of that. One, and he's got people that want to take care of him and push him, because my livelihood depends on him now, and I hate that. So I got to make sure that he's good, so we can both make as much money as possible and continue wrestling.
So KC, like, do you think it was like that it worked out better that it worked out better for yourself teaming with your brother rather than teaming with someone else? like because obviously you're legitimate brothers, like outside of wrestling, like do you feel that there was like that connection there, anyways, or would you say that
I think tagging with because I've tagged with a lot of people that I'm really good friends with, and we just don't have the same chemistry like as real brothers do. So like whenever me and AJ first was tagging, like they literally said, "Y'all been looking like you're tagging for like 10 years."
Yeah.
But it's like because you can't teach chemistry. Like you can't teach chemistry. And so whenever they're like, "Hey, you and your brother look like you've been wrestling for 10 years," we're like, "Is that really like your brother?" Like people ask me, "Is AJ really your brother? And is Joe Cazana really my dad?" I said, "Yes, I live with my dad still." So he literally probably at 1 o'clock was telling me where he was going. I'm like, "Dad, you're 60. You ain't got to tell me where you're going. You can just go." But that's really my dad, and that's really my brother. AJ's also been mistaken for my dad a handful of times.
Twice.
I don't know if that's a compliment for me because I'm so young or an insult. I think it's both because I look young and AJ looks old as shit. But
well,
I think
you're older than me, anyways. Just put it out there. So yeah.
I think it helps tagging with AJ because if I were to tag with just some random person, I don't think we would have the same chemistry or the same effect. I mean, everything happens for a reason. How I look at it, and it's always like there's always a plan in place already before you even know about it. And so I think me and AJ worked out for the best. So I remember we worked Mondo and Slade in Crockett Cup, and I asked Mondo, I said, "Mondo, how long do you like?" I always love this question. This is my favorite question. I love asking how old do you think I am? And I love asking how long you think I've been wrestling. And I asked Mondo, I said, "Mondo, how long do you think I've been working?" He goes, "Oh, easy, 10 years. I was like, "Mondo, I had to start when I was 13. He goes, "Shit, I keep forgetting you're so young." And so when someone like Mike Mondo is giving me compliments, like I feel like I'm working like I'm 10 years in the business, it means a lot. Because Mondo, he's been in the top. He now looks probably the best looking guy on the roster.
Best shape of his career. Yeah.
At least top three best looking guy on the roster compared to his tag partner Slade. And I don't know who number one would be. I think Spencer and Mike can switch between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But like
would you agree with AJ? Like, would you agree with what Casey's been saying, that it's good that he's obviously had your support to sort of like help guide him like through the NWA so far?
Oh yeah, and then I mean we've looked out for him. One, because he's green and he didn't know any better, and make sure people don't take advantage of him, And then two, like my livelihood literally depends on him. Partially as a tag team. So what he does comes back on me. So of course, like we're just trying to progress him as fast as possible. And then the chemistry thing, dude, it was there. It just happens. Like he said, I've tagged with a handful of people that I'm really close friends with: Silas Mason, Devin Dixon. I've tagged with Big L. They were good. Me and Silas and Devin could all intertwine and intertag, but there still wasn't just like that innate chemistry as that we've had. And then it also helps that we can train together and we can travel together everywhere because we live so close to each other that like we can actually like run the roads. Like with Anthony, my old tag partner, like he lived out in Texas, so we never able to train together. We were never except for pre-TV tapings, we were hardly ever able to travel together because of he'd either have to fly here or I'd have to fly there, and then we could drive wherever. And nobody ever wanted to foot the bill for a flight. So I think I think there's a lot of things that have been put into this little mixing bowl that's kind of stirred up to give you the recipe you see here today.
So, with your first sort of encounter together, you were both saying that like it could have been a thing that you could have wrestled against each other rather than tagging for the NWA US tag titles. Do you think that could have turned into a storyline? Brother versus brother, like the younger one coming in, and you could have progressed like a storyline that way? Or do you think that it's worked out better off than what it could have been, you guys becoming like a tag team together?
I mean, I figured it'd be a dark match with him. Like he was talking about doing it. I figured we'd be in a dark match just because he's my kid brother. So they were like, "Oh, AJ's willing to do that," and I would have been. But no, it would have been. it'd have been too soon to do anything like that. Like I think him coming in as my tag partner was a better written story, and because now we both have been on NWA TV, and we both are United States Tag Team Champions, and we'll be world champions before it's all said and done. And then when we lose those, that might be the split that everybody wants to see, the brother versus brother, whatever, where dad has to pick a side. We already know what side mom's picking. Mom's on my side.
I live with her. She sees me more. I'm her favorite.
That's why she's on my side. But yeah, no, I think it'd been too soon to do brother versus brother, especially with him being so green, and I'm still green. I was only in the business for 3 years at that time, barely 3 years at that time, still green. So like I wouldn't have been able to carry the load. I think we did it right by coming in and tagging, and then if we do a brother versus brother storyline, it happens down the road. That would be my guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Would you agree with that one, Casey?
Oh yeah, I mean, every story is in my opinion, every story in wrestling has already been told at least once. So you're literally just taking stories from back when wrestling was at its peak in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and then putting your spin on it today. So like the Hardy Boys, they've broken up and came back together hundreds of times. The Dudley Boys, they consider themselves brothers. They broke it up and came back together 1,000 times. The Rascals are the same thing, but you just can't think of. I can't think of the Briscoes. I think they've done
it. The freaking Hearts, you nerd.
Those guys, the Hearts.
Literally, Bret Hart.
I was getting there. Hart. They were on the list.
They feuded with each other for what felt like for years.
Owen and Bret, yeah. There's a match I think that Dr. Tom did with Bret Hart that I just think Macho Man was on commentary. Jim Cornette was out there. Owen Hart came out there. I was just like, what is going on? Because it was like I just randomly watched. You don't know the story. So I saw Owen Hart come out. I was like, oh, he's coming to screw Dr. Tom. No, he's over here saying, I always got to help Big Brother out. I got to throw him back in the ring. I always got to help him out. I was like, okay. So Owen's the asshole. Got it.
Yeah, it's always the younger brother.
Yeah.
True. I get away with it. I just hide behind Big Brother.
So, with obviously, like I'm aware that obviously, like your dad, Joe, runs Joe Cazana Promotions, and you guys have held the Southeastern tag titles there, like together at one stage. So talk us through Joe Cazana Promotions. Has JCP been about, a while, or has it been something that's been about like the past couple of years, or?
I think he started doing shows in 2014. He did a lot of shows for KC's high school football team. That would be like a staple fundraiser, spring fling in Meigs County. And he was doing those one-offs, and then he'd do one for the sheriff's department. So there were a few years there at the beginning where he's only running 3 or 4 shows a year, if that. Yeah. And then, he started running a little bit more. And then when I got in the NWA, Billy was talking about doing the territory system again, and Dad was all about it, and we and that's when we actually started that's when NWA JCP became a thing. We started taking it more seriously, probably. I mean, we were running Sweetwater for a little bit. He had a building out there that we were doing shows in for maybe a year. And they were good shows, Wild World of Wrestling. They were, we did good little TV stuff. It's a cool little setup. There's a lot of reasons why it didn't draw very well. A lot of them are outside of our control. So when we finally broke away from that, we were starting to draw bigger crowds, and we've been running ever since. We try to get about six events a year for sure right now. So
I said it. 6.
I think we hit 5 last year. It would have been 6 had it not been for postponing one of them. So we hit 5 really good ones. We ended the year on our anniversary show. And then we've got a show this month at the end of the month on the 31st at Ray County High School That'll be our first show of the year. And then we've got a couple places lined up. We're trying to get current world champion Silas Mason is in the office at JCP, and we all are working together, especially with Dr. Tom not training anymore. We're all working together to get a building here in Knoxville so we can run more consistent shows and train out of and have a feeder into our program, which is a feeder in the NWA, and then also like help, heat is heat, but business is business, and then help our sister company KFW with talent as well, and give them a place to where if they want to run in Knoxville, they can run in Knoxville because they're only an hour up the road, maybe an hour and a half. So I mean it's taken more serious. It's taken on a more serious role in our lives lately, where we're trying to find the next big thing, the next big talent that's not already been signed and scooped up and spit out. And I think that's more of a challenge than just running shows to run shows as fundraisers. But
so
it's
you say
been
about your
around
sister
for damn near
promotion.
10 years now, consistently.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah. So you say about your sister promotion. Was it KFW? Did you say?
NWA Crossfire.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Is that operated by yourselves, or is that operated by somebody else, like promoted by?
That is ran by the Page sisters and Tommy Henry.
The Page sisters.
So Kenzie and Kylie and Tommy Henry are all the co-owners or whatever, and they kind of do all the booking and promoting and stuff for them. To be honest, they do a good job. I'm not going to dump on them when they're doing good. They do a good job. They've got their own brand. When people ask, like, I consider them like the ECW of the NWA territories. Not to knock them or anything. I don't think that's a knock, but they definitely have an edgier style. They do some edgier stuff. They've got some edgier characters, this, that, and the other. Versus like us, like we're a traditional professional wrestling Memphis style with a few flips and tricks here and there. We would be the Raw, the WWE Raw of the territory promote, just because we're easy to follow. We tell simple stories. It's wrestling. It's pre-tapes. It's something you can dive into immediately and just watch as a casual fan and get behind. Not that you can't do that with any other territory, but ours is just very easy to digest, and I think KFW is a little on the edgier side of that. They do a good job, and that's what we're so close together in location, but we all do a really good job of like exclusive talent for our promotions. Like we don't really double up a ton on talent. Like we use Kenzie and Kylie, pretty significant. Of course, Kenzie was a world champion, and Kylie is our current NWA JCP women's champion. And they use Silas Mason, and they use us. Again, like Silas was our Southeastern heavyweight champion. So they use we'll cross like main roster talent, and then we've all got our own individual territory talent. Like we use the hell out of the hard way. Jack Vaughn and Dalton McKenzie. We use the hell out of the Troublemakers, Glenn Spector, Kanan Christopher. We've got, who else do we have that's kind of exclusive to us? Like Aaron Williams. He's our Tennessee
Tyler
Stud
Shoup.
title. Tyler
Shoup, I can think of Shoup.
Wayne Moxie. Like we've got our own Gustavo's like our guy when he decides to wrestle. And he's we've got our own slew of talent, and they've got their own. Like Serena Vale was a KFW girl before she got signed to the main roster at NWA. They've got Tyler Wall, who's
JAC, Clara Carter.
JAC and Clara Carter kind of belong to them in the territory run. We use JAC and Clara here and there in conjunction with KFW. So we work together because business is business, and we're all in the business of making money. It's a real weird concept because we are two territories that are so close together. Versus like you've got TSW out in Texas, who's in Texas with Dog Pound, but they're still 2 hours apart. World League out in St. Louis by themselves, ain't got nothing around them. Chicago ain't got nothing around them. Exodus doesn't have nothing around them. New Mexico, Duke City out there has nothing around them as far as territory. So like we literally have a territory in our backyard, one of our sister companies, and they're the same way. So it's been real. I think that's where a lot of the heat comes from. Why they get so sassy. We're talking about, we're going to whip them tonight on NWA Power on Roku. But like,
Abuse,
no, it's
discipline.
Yeah, it's a weird concept. But, Crossfire does good work. I'll give them, credit where credit's due.
I think Crossfire and JCP, we're top 3 in East Tennessee, and we're 1 and 2. Like, I think you can interchange either one of us at 1 and 2 because they do the biggest show in October, which is Black Harvest. They do a 2-night event, Black Harvest big show, like their biggest show. Like, that's probably the show in East Tennessee you want to be on during the month of October.
Yeah.
And this year they're doing like Wrestle Scream with it, so they're bringing like horror like actors and stuff like that with it. So like that's only going to grow and grow to become this big thing in Tennessee wrestling, especially in East Tennessee. Because I think we're top 3 in East Tennessee. I would give like top 4 would probably be us, KFW. I would give Innovate props up in Kingsport, Tennessee, and then TWE down in Chattanooga. So like your whole East Tennessee line right there. It's like you're not hankering for a show, because if you're like in Knoxville and you're like only barely an hour away from KFW and JCP.
Let me cut you off. People in the UK don't like driving more than like 10 minutes.
Oh, excuse me.
No, we don't.
Like a 3-hour drive for us is nothing. A 3-hour drive in the UK, they're like, oh, the hell with that. I ain't doing that stuff. No, sir. They do that.
But it's usually like those 4 shows are all like in a perfect, like Kingsport, Sevierville, we're Knoxville down an hour away, and then Jaden's all the way in Chattanooga. So he's pulling the with TWE, so he's pulling out of state people up from Alabama and Georgia. So like I think it's all just like a win-win. I think East Tennessee, those 4 shows are the 4 shows to go to if you're going to watch professional wrestling in East Tennessee. And I'm probably going to people are going to text me and cuss me out for saying that. But those are like what I would consider the 4 shows that you must go to. Any other show can't compare.
Well, it's wrestling for you, like for the fans of it, like as well to like tune into. So yeah, like if you're like a fan like in that area, then I suppose it's like the best sort of place for you. Got a couple of comments. Trixie Licks has said, "Hey AJ," as well as and KC. Also saying, looking forward to seeing you guys versus the Page Sisters tonight.
It's not too late to change your prediction.
And then he's also said that's not true, AJ.
KC.
What?
They predicted that hitting the turnbuckle predicted.
I know. I watched the product. I know.
You watch their product?
I've listened, watch. Only when they're talking about us.
Bingo.
Yeah, I'm quite friendly with them hitting the turnbuckle. And they put something up just as me and AJ first started, saying about what was it they actually said? The Sam.
I was mad about the prediction.
Yeah.
Not mad, just disappointed.
So, yeah, AJ. I'm aware. Didn't you also loosely work for OVW at one point as well?
I did a couple matches over OVW. I probably did about 5 of them total. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an experience. Early in my career, I just rode up with Tommy Coffey and Gustavo, and maybe the Tate twins at one point when they were going up there. They may have been in the car. Hell, I don't even remember. Yeah, but I think I literally had 3 matches there, and then by the 3rd match, I was like, "Look, I ain't like no, dog. Like I just, for what it's worth, OVW's got a great little setup. They got a great product. I respect the hell out of everybody there. I just." I maybe I wasn't willing to pay those dues. I don't know. Maybe that's just selfish of me.
Yeah.
Especially because when I went there the first couple times, by the last time I'd already been with the NWA for a little bit, doing a lot of job matches, whatever. And I went up there and I just like I know I don't this business. Nobody owes me anything. But me and Lustrous Lawrence had a hell of a match, and I remember going to the back, and the guy that was our agent, I'm not going to drop any names because I don't want to bury anybody or piss anybody off, but the guy that was our agent, like, he okayed our match. He's like, that's good stuff. This is good stuff. How about we do that? Like, and then we get in the back, and it's like it wasn't anything that they wanted. And I was like, well, I don't want to be a part of this if there's no communication. And maybe that's just a little green on me because I didn't know to go ask. Like, I just assumed our agent after working with the NWA was good. That's who Pat Kenny. If we have any problems with our match, Pat Kenny says, ask your agent. And so, like, that's the end all be all. If for whatever reason I don't feel like now I know if I don't feel like the agent has our best interest in mind, which is never the case at NWA. Everybody's looking out for each other. But like, I just remember like our agent just like, yeah, this is a great thing. 60-40, 50-50 match, somewhere around there. Two big brutes just beating the hell out of each other, throwing each other around. Hit the good things, hit the cool things, do this, get the finish over. And we did. And then we got in the back and they were like, they didn't rip me, they ripped Luscious. And I was like, our agent told us this is exactly what you guys wanted. Nobody gave us any Iggy. And maybe that's just on me and Luscious for not asking. But I love the guys up at OVW. There's a lot of people up there that I want to work with. And I've just worked Ryan Von Rocket. I don't know if you know Von Rocket. He does the whole rock star thing. Looks great. Downside is he wears a ton of glitter. And it takes days to get glitter out of this beard. In the chest hair. But no, worked him. We talked, and I was like, I told him about my experience, and he's like, well, he said it's changed a little bit. And I'm like, I believe you. And we talked, and we may end up back up over at OVW. We'll see. Kind of the discussion was like, look, like I'm Billy Corgan's plaything. This is a quote I've heard Silas Mason say multiple times to promotions. Like, I'm Billy Corgan's plaything. He pays my bills, and I'm going to have to, anything that happens here that I'm kind of questionable about, I'm going to have to call him and ask him. And that's the downside of working with us, I guess, at OVW or independent promotions. Like people are always trying to get a one-up on you. And I hate to say that. I don't think the guys at OVW would do that. I don't think anybody we work for would try to do that. But I do know that, like, people are going to try to get a one-up on you, especially if you're in a position of power, if you're in a position of, like Silas being world champion. If we ever, like, when we have the straps, so you have to be very aware of like who pays your bills and who puts the food on your table. Yeah. You don't want to crap in his kitchen. You know what I mean? So there's the invitation was there, and I talked to Ron, and we talked about getting up there, and he had mentioned, it may be something I do like as a singles thing, just to go work out if KC doesn't want to go. But no, we've talked about going up there and wrestling their guys, and I've been in contact with Maria James and Big Rig Betty and Ryan recently, and then he's going to get me in contact. I'm going to talk with Al, and we'll see if we can square something away. Because like I said, I'd like to go up there. I got young guys I'd like to take up there with us that could use reps. And it's a 20-foot ring. It's TV, like legitimate TV, live. So like, why wouldn't we? Right? It's just going to make us better. Because NBA we don't do live tapings. We did one Power Live, and that was a trip all in itself for multiple reasons. Mostly because the ring broke at the beginning, but like just getting as many reps. So like I'd love to go work at OVW again. That's three letters. Jim Cornette was up there, and a lot of the people that we wrestle with currently train there in the WWE territory system, whatever you want to call it. So it's I would love to go back. I just had a real bad experience the first few times I went there. The locker room wasn't great at the time. And again, like, I love all those people, and they've all been really good. But there was just some other stuff that just didn't need to happen. And as far as I know, it's been all squashed. I mean, we all watched the Netflix show, right?
Yeah. Wrestlers or whatever it was. Yeah.
We all watched the Netflix show. I've heard good things lately. So yeah, if the invitation's there, we're willing to accept it. So it's just a matter of talking and making sure that we're all on the same page.
So Trixie Licks has said, we love you, with a white heart emoji. So going on to what Trixie said a bit earlier on, and obviously you guys touched on it a bit earlier on as well. You guys will be featured on NWA. Is it Power now? Tonight against the Kenzies.
Against Kinsey and Kylie, Paige. Pretty empowered. Yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Whatever pretty empowered means. Who knows?
Yeah. So when it comes to doing the tapings for the NWA, so talk us through like an average day when it comes to doing like a set of tapings for them. Like, do you record like a set amount a day, or does it just depend on like the actual day, like how many set tapings like you end up doing?
Lately we've been doing double tapings. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the last round we did double tapings, and that was they flew us in the night before for that one. We did, or the morning before, and then we did vignettes all day, and then we had 2 rounds of tapings and pre-tapes and whatever they needed on that Saturday, which we started at 2. We went from 2 to 5, took a break, then went from 7 to 10, and recorded 30 matches. Normally it's just a one-day thing. It's like 24 matches, and you usually fly in the day of, pre-tapes, vignettes, whatever's needed. If they need you for vignettes, they get you there the day before. But most of the time it's day of. There were times where we've flown in day of, wrestled, and then flown back home day of. That's happened once.
Never again.
And it was brutal. We were the main event in the Blood and Grits match with Silas Mason and Alex Taylor. And our flight was at like 8:30.
It was early.
Or something. And we were the main event of the 2 o'clock show at like, we went out at like 4:50, and then somehow made it to the airport. I don't know. I just remember getting there. Tapings are usually they've been one-day stints. We haven't done any loops lately, which I miss the loops. The loops were great. We do like 3-day loops in Atlanta. You go down and you go wrestle at GPB for 3 days. It's normally just one day. And lately it's been double taping. So they seem to really like that. I don't know if that's going to be a structure going forward. I hope not. If we're going to do double tapings, I'd rather do like a show and then drive a few hours and wrestle in a different town that night. I know they got some stuff working on because I'd like to do more territorial stuff, hit 3, go Tampa, Orlando, Daytona. I don't know, hit 3 cities in 3 days in Florida, get 12 matches at each one and get home, and that would be a cool loop. That's my hope.
So with the NWA then, have you guys got your eyes set on anything in particular? Are you tag gold, singular gold, or just anyone in particular that's currently there at the NWA that you want to get your hands on?
I mean, I want to become the youngest champion with every single title there. I still have Carson Drake is the youngest TV champion right now at 25, 26. I can't remember how old he was. So I still have 4 years before Billy did tell my dad at one point, hey, Casey would look good with that TV title around his waist one day. And he just doesn't say stuff just to say stuff. So I think Mike Mondo, he's the national heavyweight champion. I'd love to become the youngest ever national heavyweight champion. I can't become the youngest world champion. I mean, Tommy Wildfire won it when he was 23. But there's technically, I made EC3 tap out when I was 22 years old. There's a video of him hitting the mat 3 consecutive times, and it's a tap out. That crooked ref, Kevin Keenan, didn't call for the bell. But
Was
I think
that
right
when
now
you had him for the world title?
I wrestled him for the world title. I made him tap out. That's all I'm saying. There's a video out there.
With a headlock takeover?
It was an arm drag. I apparently performed the most dangerous arm drag in all of NWA. But I think right now our eyes are set on the world tag team titles because that's something in our family that our family's never done is held world title gold. Like there's you can go back and read these websites now where Dad and Pat Rose were technically former NWA US tag champions. By some technicality, they were champions. It might have been on a house show they won, and then they dropped them that night or something. But Dad, technically, he'll tell you, and so will Pat, So they're both on the same page about it, that they won the NWA US tag titles back in the day. So I think we could be the first Cazanas to be world champions. And by that, we got to beat the Immortals, which, they're not two easy guys. They're both literally superheroes. Kratos is literally probably the most, like, his thing is the most feared. That's not like a gimmick. That's him. He's a bare knuckle fighter. Like, if he wanted to, he could just
he's legitimately a bad dude. And then
beat
Odinson looks like
ass. Then Odinson just looks like $1 trillion.
He does this little stalling, like, Asgardian thing where, like, he gets up on their back and he just kind of stalls and then I don't get it, dude. His body shouldn't be able to move like that. It's way
He's
too
an Asgardian, that's why.
Way too big. It shouldn't be able to move like that. I don't understand it.
But we would love to be. We would probably, our eyes are set on the World Tag Team titles. So I could become the youngest NWA World Tag Team Champion of all time.
That's a very long
another accolade.
Yeah. So like as I was saying to AJ like a bit earlier on, I think the NWA is certainly pretty much one of the most important wrestling companies to have.
It's the oldest wrestling company in the whole world.
Exactly.
Been around 78 years. 78 years to win, and this year, right? We just had 77, so this will be 78 coming up.
Yeah, it was 1948. It was originally founded. So whatever that makes it now. Yeah.
After we saved y'all's asses from World War II, mind you.
Yeah. No comment.
I know you guys really like when I bring that up.
Well, I wasn't there, so yeah.
Me neither.
I can't comment. So, yeah. So, I mean, like, you look at the people who have held championships or any of the NWA titles throughout time. The very best of the best when it comes to the tag, the heavyweight, the women's, the US tag, the junior heavyweight, etc. Like anybody who's anybody from from 48 to currently have held titles in the NWA, and to have your names like the Cazanas alongside those people, like the Rock and Roll Express, one of the most legendary tag teams of all time, to have your names in the history of a championship that they were like wrestled for. Do you know what I mean? Like that's got to be like a big deal, like for yourselves. Do you know what I mean? If that opportunity ever came about,
it's a huge deal. Like the fact that I'm a two-time United States Tag Team Champion. If I'm not mistaken, I have singularly held it for the longest amount of time in the two reigns that we had. But to look at that list and see the Midnight Express, which currently still sits at the top, yeah. Bobby Eaton and I believe Stan Lane were the Midnight Express at the time. They're currently still at the top of 239 days or something like that, or 200, maybe 276. That may be the number. We may be 239, but to have our names listed right underneath it is pretty cool. So when people look up NWA United States Tag Team history, it's longest reigning, it's Midnight Express, and then the Country Gentleman. And then also, again, I think it's the Country Gentleman again. Just saying. No big deal.
Yeah.
But, like, it's dude, if we get the opportunity to be World Tag Team Champions, it's wanting to be, I don't know how you get better than that.
Winning the Crockett Cup.
With winning the Crockett Cup. That would be the cool next.
I want to take the infamous Midnight Express picture with the U.S. titles, the World titles, and then the Crockett Cup right in front of us, with Dad in the Crockett Cup.
In the Crockett Cup.
I didn't stutter.
Pocket-sized Joe Cazana in the Crockett Cup.
Yep, we'll get him.
Pocket Joe. No, dude, it'd be dope. It'd be really cool. I think we're as good as all of them. Me personally, I think if we'd have been around in the time period that they got to come up in professional wrestling, you'd have the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, and whatever we decide to call ourselves. It probably wouldn't have been the Country Gentlemen, but the Country Gentlemen.
The Cazana Express. Yeah. Apparently, Express was the gimmick back there. It was the Cazana Express.
The freaking, I think we'd have been there with them at the top. I think we'd have been able to break into the world title picture against the Wrecking Crew. I think that's what they were. No, yeah, that'd be Ole and Arn, right? And then the Brain Busters, Arn and Tully. Like, I think wrestling's just in a different spot now. But if we were born 2 decades too late, brother. If we'd have been in the '80s, I think we'd have been synonymous with those guys. That's my opinion. And you can call me cocky, you can call me confident. Just don't call me late for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it's going to be really cool because it's going to happen. I refuse to get out of the NWA without being a world champion of some caliber, and I'm sure he does feel the same way. Whether that's tag team gold, whether that's single gold. Silas Mason knows that I've got a target on his back because I have kicked out of the throw ride. Nobody else, except I guess Tom now has. But I have kicked out of the throw ride, and I do know
it wasn't called the throw rod back then.
I do know what it takes to take Silas Mason to his limit. One, because he's been one of my dearest and closest friends since I got into professional wrestling. And two, before I got into wrestling, the Mason-Dixon line, him and Devin Dixon were my favorite tag team. And I watched Silas Mason exclusively. So I know Silas Mason better than Silas knows Silas. You know what I'm saying? But no, there's so many. We've got so many good champions, man. It's ridiculous. Like Mondo's a dog. Like that dude is freaking diving the Mondo meat missiles. What Silas calls it, and that's why I kind of stole it from him. His diving headbutt off the top rope. Also, Mondo looks like he's freaking chiseled out of marble. His shoulders are way bigger than mine, and I'm 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Like
I can't.
So you got Mondo as the national champion. I think, and I don't mean this to knock him, but I think Brian may be the easiest route for a world's title. No offense, but if you look at the physique and the structure and the size of Mondo and Silas and Brian, if you're picking the easiest way, that world TV title and to be champion of all televisions across the world would be maybe not the easiest, maybe I guess it would be easiest, the least physically demanding.
Yeah, you had to rank them. You have to rank them.
If I had to rank them, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it's in order: Silas, Mondo, Idol, in physically imposing. In my mind, Silas is 6'5", and he is about 240 right now. He's in great shape. But again, I've known Silas at 300 pounds. He's way harder to pick up then. He's way easier to throw around now. Mondo I think Mondo literally is pushing 280, dog. He's huge and shredded. Yeah. How does that work? I've asked him, I said, hey, I'm coming to live with you for about 3 months. Let's get in shape. Like, come on, man. Come down to Tampa. I'm like, don't test me with a good time.
I can't lie, but I think that Mike Mondo is definitely in the shape of his career. I think that Silas Mason is someone who is that sort of talent where it's like, how are you not on more shows? You know, like every day of the week. I had Brian Idol on the podcast about a month before the NWA started doing the affiliates again, and again, Brian Idol again is someone who's like, how are you not on shows like every day of the week? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just insane. And obviously now Brian Idol's been the NWA World Television Champion. Mike Mondo's the NWA National Heavyweight Champion. Silas Mason's obviously, again, just fantastic set of guys there. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, it's just insane. And yeah, like I think the talent in the NWA.
There's a documentary somewhere about Silas's chase for this world title. There's a document somewhere out there that's somebody's gonna do it. It's a dark side of the ring with a happy ending kind of thing. But we look at tag titles. The easy route is obviously the U.S. tag titles if we wanted to be champions again. And that's not knocking the slime balls. We put the slime balls in position
to the Immortals.
We put the slime balls in position to be U.S. tag champions. So if we really wanted them, we'd go after them, but we've been there, done that. You know what I mean? It's time to be world champions. And we've never taken anything easily. We like the hard way. No pun intended. That was the Dalton and Jack. That's their tag name. That was the whole thing. I thought it'd pop him. It didn't pop him. He's just being a nerd. But no, man, yeah, dude. If you look at the God love the slime balls. They're just so dirty, nobody wants to touch them. I think that's why they're champions right now. They're just so slimy. Gross. And then, yeah, no, dude. Oh, man, the to be at the top of the mountain is the goal, right? Like in any form or fashion for us.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as we get a world title, singles or tag, you bet your sweet ass we're going across the country and across the world with it.
Well, the entire point of a world title is to defend it overseas, is it not?
That it would be the goal, yeah. Get the world titles back to Japan, get the world titles in the UK, get the world titles in Europe. Hell, dude, I've hit up. There's a CWE in Punjab, India. I've hit them up. I said, hey, we're going to be world champions soon. I'm just letting you know it's going to happen. You might as well go ahead and get on the train now and see if they want to fly us to India. Puerto Rico, we you know, Dad's talked about Puerto Rico a lot, and that'd be a goal to get those NWA titles back down there. And yeah, we want to, dude. We want to travel the world. I think that's kind of the whole purpose of us doing this European UK thing in June. And the goal is to have world titles by then, honestly. And some form or fashion, the goal is to have world titles, singles or tags, just so we can come defend them overseas. And, you know, have bring that lineage and that prestige over there, and then just keep building the prestige of the world titles and legitimate world titles.
So you mentioned that you've got a European UK tour coming up in June. I'm aware that the last time, AJ, that you were over here back in 2024, you were still like the NWA US Tag Team Champions. So talk us through your previous time in the UK and like your time coming up in the UK and Europe in June. Are you both coming together, I assume?
All three of us.
Bringing our old man.
Nice. Even better.
I think Mama Cazana is going to be. She might tag along. She's never been out of the country except on a cruise. She went on a cruise once. She's never been to Europe. Never been to the UK. My last tour in the UK, it was more of a vacation and like a self-finding almost. I came over there for a month, right under a month, like 28 days. Like I said, most of it was a vacation with wrestling sprinkled in. I definitely wanted to hit the spots. I mean, I flew to the UK on like the 28th of October or the 29th of October, and then flew to Italy and did a 2-day seminar in Rome for Zanoni, and wrestled a small school show there for them, which was an incredible thing, which is on our stops in June. We're going back June 6th and 7th. We will be in Rome, Italy, which is incredible to even think about. Wrestling for IWA, Italian Wrestling Alliance, or Association. He's going to kill me for not remembering. But IWA, based out of Rome, they've got a big show on the 7th. We're doing a 2-day training camp. And I know you're UK-based. Flights are super cheap from the UK to Europe.
They are indeed. Over 10 minutes. Over 10 minutes, he ain't coming.
Well, I mean, that's most of the UK
over 10 minutes.
They don't like traveling. I don't know what it is. They just don't. I know. But it's weird. Yeah, dude, I went over there. I was in a camper van for a month. And I may have slept in a real bed like 5 times in that month. And I flew to Rome, did the 2-day thing there, spent a full day in Rome, did everything except the Coliseum. So the first thing I'm doing when I'm in Rome is the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Which we're going to have probably, so we'll do the 6th, 7th, the 8th, we'll probably spend kind of touring the city. And if we get something scheduled after to wrestle, right now we only have Italian wrestling in Rome, the 6th and 7th, and we're going to be in Pro Wrestling Holland in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, on the 5th at Boom Chicago. which again was one of the. It was my first international show I ever did. Great group of guys. Tangwa's a dope dude. They ran a little bar the first time I went over there with an ex-girlfriend for her birthday, and I got to wrestle there. And I've been in his. We've stayed in constant contact. So like, it's one of my home away from homes. It's probably my favorite international promotion I've been a part of. But yeah, I did the UK. I wrestled for Target, Southwest Wrestling, Immortal Wrestling is where I wrestled Tim. I think I did. I did a seminar.
Tim's right. Like
yeah, no, it was dude, it was incredible. It was the food in Europe and the UK supersedes anything in the United States. The pub food in the UK was what I kind of like lived off of. Bangers and mash dog was my go-to. Shepherd's pie, brother. Like,
oh mate, yeah.
Give me
like
good.
The food creations that you get over here is just, like second to none.
I did the fish and chips. I'm not a huge fish guy, but I did the fish and chips from like this. I was in this little village, and like they had the Tesco or whatever, and I was like parked at the Tesco, and I just started talking to people, and like asked them. They're like, "Oh, there's this fish and chip shop you got to check out while you're in town." I'm like, "Cool, I'll go." But I think the wrestling was cool, but like my favorite part of it was like I got to go up. I went through Scotland. I went down Inverness, or went to Inverness and went down the whole loch for about 2 days, looking for that Loch Ness monster. I know you guys are hiding her. But I did that. That was a lot of fun. And then all the like the William Wallace stuff, like I hiked King. What's his name? Who's the big one? Who's the famous king? Arthur. I did the King Arthur's like throne or whatever hike up in the north part of your country. I don't remember where exactly it's at off the top of my head. I went to Alton Towers. You ever been to Alton Towers?
I haven't.
Brother, no. What are you waiting on? That's like your Disney World.
It's over like a 10-minute drive for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like an hour. But I got to go to Alton. No, it was the country itself was incredible. My least favorite part. You ready for this? Cameras everywhere. Like
cameras.
I got congestion charges in London. I spent like 3 days in London and got 2 congestion charges. Didn't even know that existed. As a rental company, especially for a international traveler, you should let them know that there's these things called congestion charges, and nobody let me know. So that was because they didn't bill me directly. They billed the rental company. So that was about 120 pounds a piece. I got those. I got a speeding ticket for going 28 and a 25 from a camera. And then a parking ticket for a place I paid for. I got paid.
I was reading something.
All from cameras. These.
I was reading something quite recently. The UK is meant to be one of the most surveillanced countries.
The second most surveilled country in the world behind China.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's mad. Yeah.
You guys are all worried about the United States and all this stuff. Meanwhile, Big Brother is in your own backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it makes me laugh, the fact that how people in the UK know more about American politics than what they do, like, British politics. You know what I mean? And, all that sort of stuff.
The United States is a superpower. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And regardless of how bad things are going,
them, but
regardless of how bad things people think they are in the United States, we have it good. Like the fact that I don't have to pay for parking 90% of the places I go here is incredible.
Oh, mate, parking charges over here.
They're everywhere.
Like, the prices for them is criminal.
The only place I could park for free was like Tesco.
And even then, like, you only get like 3 hours worth of free parking there.
So, like, like I know they're going to come looking for me if they see this, but like I parked in London. There's a giant Tesco that's got like a 3-level garage. Dude, I just parked on the top in the darkest spot I could. Nobody bothered me. And camped out there for 2 days and walked around the city. And fortunately, again, nobody bothered me. But if they see that, they'll charge me for it, I'm sure. But dude, it's like, but in the grand scheme, you've got to remember, like, I understand the UK is significantly smaller than the United States.
Yeah.
Like the whole UK could definitely fit in Texas and Alaska.
Yeah.
Like I think it takes 10 hours maybe to drive from like one end of the UK to the other.
Wouldn't need to be that, I don't think.
If that, and like, dude, it's a 9-hour drive from me to Orlando if I want to go to Disney World.
Yeah.
Or it's a 9-hour drive from, like, that's a good thing about Tennessee. It's a 9-hour drive from me to Orlando. It's also a 9-hour drive from me to Ontario. I'm trying to remember one of the Canadian cities. So like, I could get to a whole other country in 10 hours, and you got like, it's the whole thing. Yeah. The travel here, like everybody has a car here usually, right? Unless you're in a major city that's got really good public transportation. What Europe and UK does, and I've talked with Silas extensively because he's a big fan of public transit and having a good public transit system. But like the UK and Europe do public transit legit. Like they do really good work with the buses, with the like, dude, I got off the plane in Italy and walked right into the train station, and it took me exactly where I needed to go. It's about a 15 or 20-minute train ride. Amsterdam was the same thing. I got off the airport, took the train somewhere, and then got on the train to go to Amsterdam, and it was, or to the spot in Amsterdam I needed the trolley. I guess it's not a train, it's a trolley. Yeah, like nobody, like it's nothing to drive an hour here. Like my KC and my parents live an hour away, and that's a short drive. It's literally I could hop in the car right now and do it and not feel bad about it. Versus like in the UK, even an hour drive in the UK, KC, this is where it gets fun. We have the interstate system here. There's not there is an interstate system in the UK, but it's not as extensive or as elaborately put together as our interstate system. It's the same thing in Europe. So it's significantly easier for us to get places because of the interstate system. But it's man, the UK was fun. I enjoyed it. I spent a good night at the Drum and Monkey because our Uncle Jeff played football in the NFL, and when he got drafted, he sent him to Europe for the European Football League as like developmental. And he played for the Scottish Claymores. You may not be old enough to remember that team if you're about KC's age. Right. So he played for the Scottish Claymores for like 4 months or so. And he was telling me about all the cool stuff he did in Scotland and how the train always dropped him off at the Drum and Monkey, and that's where they'd go get their food and their beer for the night and then go sleep in their beds that were way too small for them because they're all 6'5" monsters or taller. Oh man, I think I went really off the rails there with that question. But yeah, the UK was really cool. 24 is when I went. Went on Halloween, couple stints. I did it again, like Rome. Flew back again. Flights were stupid cheap from Europe to the UK. It was like maybe 80 pounds to 100 pounds, something like that. If that, and like flights over here are like $500 just to go from here to Texas. 500 US dollars, which would be about 470 pounds. But yeah, no, it was the money threw me for a loop. The euros and the pounds, the pound system. Sterling, is it called the sterling?
It's both, if you know, like you know, right? Like it's sterling, but it's pounds like at the same time. That like everyone
like the coinage,
it
like having single dollar coins or single pound coins was wild. Versus like we don't have any. We have gold dollars, but nobody uses gold dollars. Oh man, it was exciting to be alone for a month. It was very lonely because I didn't have any friends over there that I could just go hang out with or call or anything. And I'm 6 hours or 5 hours ahead of my family and everybody over here in the United States. But it was a self-finding, honestly. And I'm excited to take KC and my dad to Europe. And right now for our June, we've only got Rome and the Netherlands, the 4th, 5th, or the 5th, 6th, and 7th. We were supposed to be at Immortal with Jay on the 13th, but something came up and he had to cancel that show. So right now we're trying to find either a tour the week before Europe or the week after Europe, and then a couple bigger shows. And I've talked with John up at Target about doing that. There's a couple shows. British Wrestling Kingdom, I think, is one of them that does tours that we're trying to get on. We're trying to load up
over here, so I'll try and put some feelers out to a few promoters.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And we're already over there, so really the only transportation you got to pay is our train. And we're fairly easy to work with. We'll do seminars, meet and greets. We'll do anything you need to make you money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as I say, like I ref for numerous promotions over here, so I'll put some feelers out for you and try and get you on a few shows. And yeah, you know, so,
I really appreciate that. We're trying to spend about 10 days or so, but like I'm down to spend as long as is needed.
Yeah. So KC, like, are you looking forward to your first international tour in June?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I never flown on a big old plane before over infamous body of water, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to say I'm world traveled. At the end of the year, I'll be a world traveled wrestler. So, and we're not just going over like I mean, it could be counted like considered a vacation, but we're going like on a business trip. We're not like all these other wrestlers that say that they're world traveled whenever they go and like, oh, I'm just on vacation. I wrestle one show. Now I'm world traveled. Like we're not doing that. We're going over there wrestling half the time we're there. Probably even almost every day we're there, we're wrestling, or at least in some form of capability involved with wrestling. So it's going to be different than going on like a vacation. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be different, I guess. Very different. But wrestling the universal language.
He's going to really freak out with the language barrier in Europe.
Hey, if we can work with deaf people, we can work with anybody.
Very true. We're working also working on Australia.
Depending on like whereabouts you go, like depending on like whereabouts you go, and like depending on like who it is and like you work with, like, there will be like a few more, you know, F-bombs, Jeff-bombs.
You. That's how I'm gonna do it. Me. You.
They speak English, KC.
No, this is the best part. I'm with me.
Most people
like the English language like did originate in the UK.
See, there you go.
Right.
Only know this
most
one.
people that I dealt with like over in Italy and Amsterdam, like they all speak English. It's just not their first language. The downside is that I don't speak any other languages except a hair of Spanish.
I can hardly speak English. Yeah, it's my first language, but there we are.
even in the UK, there's so many different dialects. Like the Scottish folks, and they talk real thick, and they talk like this, and we got the daggum cutes, and we got this and that, and then like Tom Latimer, wherever he's from up north, his is so thick. His it's gotten a little less UK-ish since he's been over here in the States, but his accent is still so thick you can hardly sometimes he talks like this, and you can barely understand what he's saying.
Thing is, for every 60 minutes that you drive in the UK, like the accents change like twice in that 60-minute drive. You know what I mean? And, it's insane. You
know, we've got our own dialects here of English, like the Southern dialect, like we speak with the twang and all this stuff and that stuff. It's actually so. Fun fact for everybody watching: the Southern dialect here in the United States is actually the closest you can get to the English dialect that you guys like. I guess London dialect is what they would call it. Cockney. If you just speed it up a little bit, like literally, if you just speed up the way we talk, it would sound very much like people from London.
Yeah,
but we just talk.
So they call the
and drawn
they
out.
Call, like the London thing. Yeah, they call the Cockney.
Cockney.
For London.
One of them Cockney accents.
You ever met anyone from Bristol with a Bristolian like farmer accent?
Not that I know of. No.
Nah, mate, you need to because
I like the Welsh accent. I think the most. Like I don't know if you know the
with Wales. It depends whereabouts you go because, like in the Welsh valleys, it's completely different to like say Cardiff or Swansea. You know what I mean?
Well, if you ever get the Blockbusters on, man, Toby St. John is literally like a Southern United, like he's a Southeastern United States citizen almost. In the way he's got the same Southern draw and stuff, it's hilarious. But it's in his English accent. I love it. Which, hey, by the way, if anybody wants a banger of a match at their show, us versus the Blockbusters in the UK would be pretty dope.
Very much so. Yeah. So here are the Turnbuckles back, saying, if I can put the comment Oh,
didn't
did
even-
they?
oh, I
write
did
my
watch it,
Christmas poem. I don't. Yeah. What did you think?
Something about the Cazanas being sleazy was in it, I'm sure. I heard a snippet of it somewhere. I have to go watch the whole thing.
Oh dear.
Hey, C, what are you most excited about?
Besides this European tour that you've got coming up,
What?
What are you most excited about going to the
For
Europe
what?
and the UK?
Being a world traveled wrestler.
Not all.
I mean, I guess it's good eats over there too. So like, I guess the food would be really good. So I guess I'm looking forward to trying new foods.
mate, the food over here is lovely.
Dude, the food in Italy, I had carbonara, and Diego had spaghetti, and he let me try
I love
it.
a carbonara.
Brother. He took me. It was in Frosinone, so it's about an hour outside of Rome.
Too
And
far.
he took me like it's where he lives. We literally he picked me up. We parked and we walked around this village, and he took me to this little shop, a little coffee shop, dude. Best food I've ever had in my entire life. The carbonara. It was so good.
See, I've never left. Well, I've only ever left England once, and that was to go to Cardiff, Clash at the Castle, a couple of years ago, and like
That's in Scotland, right?
Sorry,
That's in Scotland.
no, Cardiff's in Wales.
That's still a part of the UK.
Yeah, it's still in the UK, but like we're different countries technically. So
Technically.
yeah. Like it's 4 countries in one, like England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, like all consist of the UK. And so the only time like I've ever left England was to go to Cardiff, and like quite a few people that I know that have like been like abroad have eaten like foreign foods over here, like, you know, Chinese food, you know, whatever, but they always say that it tastes better in like the country of origin than like what it does over here somehow. And yeah, so but yeah, Trixie Licks has said good eats, smaller portions though. Mate, like the portion sizes over here won't even touch the States. Some incredible Asian restaurants in Glasgow. Personally, I've never been there, so like I can't comment. But yeah. So besides your upcoming European tour in June, what can we expect to see out of the country gentlemen or the Cazanas, like in the coming days, weeks, and months?
Well, world titles. Yeah, saying it, putting it out there. We are traveling to Vegas for Mania weekend.
Are we?
So yeah, we are.
That's news to me. Breaking news to me.
Breaking news for KC. I mean, just general betterness across the board, I guess, is what you'd be seeing from me. Chasing gold, chasing money. Gold and green are the 2 things we're trying to get right now. This business is about 2 things: belts and money, and that's we're just gonna stack them all this whole year. That's the goal. World titles, promotional titles, big paydays overseas. We're trying to get it all, baby. Better bodies, better minds, better attitudes for KC. He really needs a better attitude. Just look at that face.
You can tell that KC's the younger brother, can't you?
What'd you say? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, what about it?
See? Better attitudes.
What about
KC and Joe?
I'm the youngest out of 2 brothers as well, and yeah, I'm pretty similar. So yeah, but yeah, I must say, gentlemen, this has been a very exciting podcast. We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, near enough.
Dude, we could talk for 4 hours, probably. I can. I know.
Yeah,
I can.
probably. Yeah, but I think, yeah. Well,
it's time for the UK folks to get in bed, is what you're telling me.
No. So, so for those of the people watching the podcast, whether it be those who are currently watching live or afterwards, where can people find you on social media if they wish to follow you on various social media platforms?
I am at AJ Cazana across all platforms. So it's super easy. TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it. I do have a Threads. Stuff gets posted there occasionally. But AJ Cazana is where you can find me across all platforms or on your TVs on NWA Power or your computers or television screens through NWA JCP. KC, take it away.
Mine is either KC Cazana or Cazana KC because people think KCC, like when I put KC Cazana and type in KCC, they're like, no, that's just weird. And it looks weird, in my opinion. I think it looks weird. So it's either Cazana KC on, like, I know it's on X, it's Cazana KC. TikTok, it's Cazana KC. Instagram's KC_Cazana. So you type in KC Cazana, I'll pop up. On Twitch, KC Cazana, I do live stream. Probably want to go live. Whenever,
we're going live tonight. We're definitely going live.
Whenever AJ wants to get thumped. All I'm saying, we've been playing college football last night. I already hung 100 bombs on our other two people in our little dynasty we're in. I'm trying to three-peat it. I'm going to hang 100 on AJ. You watch. My team is like that. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Shout out Pat Kenny.
So will this turn into another 4 a.m. gaming session?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. We'll probably start at like 6.
I woke up 2 hours ago. I ain't going to bed anytime. I ain't going to bed until like 2 in the morning at least.
We'll probably start at like 6 and just roll through the whole night.
Whenever Brandon gets home from work, our other buddy Brandon gets home from work.
I think the real entertainment is the conversations that happen in between. And I know KC has his little TikTok, and he's got his little gaming setup and computer setup. So
as you see,
you get on there, you can interact with us. KC will read comments, and we will
AJ's jealous.
interact.
AJ's jealous of my Major Bendy. He's Slater Major Bendy. He's jealous of it.
Stole that from Heath.
No. It's not
steal it from his bag.
Yeah, he just has signed one in his bag.
Yeah.
Hey, all I'm saying.
Where's the Good Brothers?
Hey, they're right here.
You don't have an Aaron Stevens?
I got signed Good Brothers action figures. Like, come on. Doc Gallows didn't even sign his name like a piece of shit.
He didn't even sign his name.
No, Carl did.
That's funny. That's good.
Doc just signed it.
What a great rib.
Carl, me and Carl's.
Are you a figure guy, Bobby?
I want to do like people I've wrestled too. Like I want to collect people I've wrestled and get them to sign it multiple times. If I've wrestled them at least 3 times, I want their action figure.
So, like the only sort of things that I collect are, or like started collecting are bitty WWE Funko Pops.
Shit! Oh, you just knocked them all.
I just knocked all mine off too. It's okay.
I've got a handful of Funkos. I got some Tombstone
but yeah,
Funkos.
like Funko Pops, like they're literally, these ones are literally just like miniature Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I got off Amazon about 4 or 5 months back. And yeah, like, they're quite cool. Where the fuck are they?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I've been into wrestling for God knows how many years now, and like, I've never collected nothing when it comes to wrestling or anything. I've got a miniature collection of cards, which is bigger than these. Than that, you know, I don't really collect anything. So, like, I want to start collecting more Funko Pops though, because I think these actually look pretty good, like the normal size ones. So yeah,
You can see his collection behind you. It's huge.
This ain't even all of them. Like my room's not clean, so I'm not showing my room. But like I have a whole WWE section over here, and when Kev W had Steamboat up there, I got him to sign my Steamboat Funko Pop. But I got my favorite ones are probably they're over here though. Like I'm a big Phineas and Ferb fan. I got Joe Cazana. I'll show you Joe Cazana. I can get him down without anything falling. Joe Cazana.
Nice.
Mm-mm.
And then I got
Sweet.
I gotta put him back. Oh no, everything's gonna fall. I got the King of the Hill 4-pack that I dropped. I have a signed Wesley from the Princess Bride that my dad got me. I think this one's probably my favorite, Andre the Giant, but it's this Fezzik from Princess Bride.
Sweet.
So he sits over here. And then my recent collection I just got, my girlfriend got me these for Christmas. I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan. I'm a big Derek Shepherd mark. So I got all these. I got Derek, Meredith, Bailey, and what's her name? Christina Yang. But I'm a big Derek Shepherd guy, big Patrick Dempsey fan.
Like, I tell a lie. I do have some autographs as well. Hang on. Bear with me. Hang on. Somewhere in there.
These all fell. I'm so upset. Stone Cold.
Here we are. Oh, bloody hell.
Found him. I gotta put these back.
Yeah, the only autograph I got figure-wise is Aaron. I do have a Dr. Tom autograph picture.
You have the Midnight Express autographs downstairs.
I do. Those are dope.
Yeah, I think you got. I think all of them. Except for Bobby.
Who are the notable ones? Hang on. Ricky Steamboat, got him out of Wrestle Crate a couple of months back. Harley Hudson, TNA Knockout. I've refereed her.
What does that mean?
Dominic UK product.
Mustafa Ali.
Sorry, you don't know about this. AJ don't know about this.
Show him the Dr. Tom.
They're downstairs.
The Dr. Tom signed card.
Oh!
The coolest thing in his collection, and he forgot about it.
Yeah, it's right here. It's a. This is my PO. This is my PO from a show. They gave me a Dr. Tom signed trading card.
1 of 1.
It's not 1 of 1.
I thought it was 1 of 1. I'm telling you.
Nice.
This is a number 37 out of 100.
Oh, still.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
I think the creme de la creme of my collection.
But I do have a 1 of 1 Charlie Sheen. It's like the most random card I have in my set. And I got a signed Vader card.
Simon Miller from Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Mercedes Martinez.
I've got the Midnight Express bundle, everybody but Bobby's signature.
I'm not carrying that up. I'm not bringing that up.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
carrying that
it's in a huge shadow box. It's like this big. Cornette signed it personally to me and put a little excerpt. So when I was a baby, they were on a show, a Smoky Mountain Loop, and my mom had taken me to the show, and I was being insufferable and crying apparently. And Cornette was trying to cut a promo, and he said, "Get that damn baby out of here! I can only do this once," something along those lines. So that's my favorite thing I've got. I've got a Dr. Tom figure that I really want him to sign, but he already signed a picture for me, so I don't really feel like asking him again.
I'll ask him.
He did his signature did say "Love Dr. Tom Pritchard." Just so.
I did show Doc my trading card. I said, "Doc, you remember doing these?" He said, "Nope." He goes, "Nope, not at all."
Yeah, I've got goals to extend my collection. I want to collect the figures of people that we've wrestled. So, like, I got a Trevor Murdoch in here and an EC3 that I want to get custom NWA boxes for. So if anybody here knows where I can get custom boxes fairly cheap.
Keep telling him to hit up Cardona, but he won't hit up Cardona.
Cardona doesn't message people back.
Tell Sauce to text him. He'll message him back.
But yeah, so I got to get some custom boxes, get them to sign those, throw them up in the collection. You know, the Aaron Stevens is pretty cool. I came across it out of nowhere. There's a Mike Knox, the one of 200.
Dude, there's only like he said there was like 200 made, but only like 50 ever put out in the world.
So they run about $200.
Like it's him winning, I think, the ECW title. And like they put out that action figure, and then Mike goes in the like he was telling us, he's like, yeah, apparently they just changed their mind, so they had to scrap the action figure. So they were putting his action figure in with the belt.
Collecting's fun.
it does have its perks, doesn't it? So I've also got one of Saxon Huxley. He's a multiple-time Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Tag Team Champion. Wrestled for NXT UK. I've reffed him before. Australia previously. Reffed him for
I have a Jimmy
CXW
Gold
here in England.
autograph.
So
I know the
Is that
Dallas
Eddie
boys
Golden?
live over there. That's fun.
oh, sweet. Nice.
I'm friends with Eddie. Eddie's son, Evan Golden, Robert Cox. I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Bull Govey.
Dropping Govey names.
All right.
So we've got another comment saying for sale 24/7, saying can't wait to see y'all NWA NM.
New Mexico, baby. We're heading out to New Mexico February 7th. I'm pumped for it. We did a show in New Mexico on an Air Force base last year for like a USO type thing, and it was really incredible. There's probably about 1,500 people there, like servicemen and women and their families, and just rowdy and just had a good old time. So I'm excited to get back out to New Mexico for those guys.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, brother.
So, guys, I must say it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on. And yeah, I genuinely can't thank you guys not enough today, considering especially it's been an hour 56 now, going on to 1:57. So
Sign it off, man.
Yeah.
Sign a little thing. AJ Cazana across all platforms. You can get your Visit Bullhead Ranch shirt at NWAshop.merch.
This is what mine looks like. Mine's very vibrant.
Mine
AJ's worn in.
Mine is the first print ever, which is why it's got the little thing on it. Yeah. And then, AJ Cazana across all platforms, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be in the UK in June. If you want to see us, holler. We'll be there. Oh, no, Bobby froze.
You'll say working together for the first time.
Ooh. Maybe. Oh, no, I think he's got the pen. He's got the pencil, I think.
Let's make it work.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate you having us on, dog.
No, honestly, thank you guys for coming on. And yeah. So yeah, like especially with KC, considering that it was literally like a legitimate last minute thing for you coming on. And,
Woke up to AJ.
So
we'll do a podcast? When? Now. I guess. Let me throw it.
Here we are, baby.
Yeah. See, right place, right time. There we are. So
It's all about who you know.
Anyways. Yeah, exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast. Like before we leave, actually, like we'll get back into the lobby after I finish the stream. I was meant to say that I completely forgot. And yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast. My name is, as per usual, been Bobby effing Salazar. And today I have been joined by the Cazanas of AJ Cazana and KC Cazana of the National Wrestling Alliance. For those of you that like what you see, if you could please hit that subscribe button as well, as it massively helps us out, as well as check out the Cazana boys all throughout social media. They've got a match tonight against
Pretty Empowered.
The Pages. Yeah.
Pretty Empowered. Pages. The Hussies.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah. Thank you both very much for coming on. And thank you all very much for watching. And, yeah, we shall be seeing you all later. Goodbye. If I can finish the stream. Fucking hell. Here we are.